I first came to the Fatherless generation because I heard an interview that was done on the Ricky Smiley Morning Show. At that particular point in time, I was getting ready to exit the military because of an issue that had happened with my son and his mother. So I took a chance, and I was blessed from taking that chance by calling the Fatherless generation. I've tried different avenues with just getting attorneys on my own, and that didn't work out. And I really needed to get custody of my son. So at that particular point in time, I said, you know what, you've tried everything else. You have nothing to lose, only to gain from here. My first thoughts from the intake was like, wow, this is a woman doing this on behalf of men? That is awesome. And after talking to you and praying about it, I really felt at ease after the conversation, because I felt like finally I'm getting somewhere, and I'm still able to fight for my son and know that not all hope is lost. It was a fast process after I contacted you and got the attorney. The ball started moving so quickly and swiftly, and it was just an easy process that I never experienced with dealing with the attorney side prior to contacting the Fatherless generation. So it was a smooth sailing. I was really shocked at how smooth everything went. So it really worked out. Well, some of the circumstances that I experienced with trying to get custody of my son was dealing with defects and them not being so concerned with my son and his state of being with being with his mom. It was more so, I felt like they were more so looking out for the mother's benefit than the actual son. So that itself was a situation. And then also dealing with attorneys who just wanted the money and not really wanted to spend the time, because I feel like it was an easy case. I feel like it was a case, the evidence was there, everything was pretty much in black and white. There was no need to really have to fight. Everything was there, it was provided. But it was just more so of us, I feel like attorneys wanting more money, wasting time, trying to get this, trying to get that, just to get more money. And that money I did not have, because as I previously stated, I was getting out of the military. And so it was already hard. I was unemployed for a year after getting out. I didn't have the funds to continue getting attorneys. I didn't have the funds to continue to travel going back and forth, because I was in Florida once I got out of the military. So it was hard going back and forth from Florida to Atlanta to go to court hearings, and then still nothing is being done. There was not a relationship with me and my biological father. I did not meet my biological father until the age of 16. I stayed in a small town called Malone, Florida. He lived in Dothan, Alabama, which was only like 30 to 45 minutes away from each other. He had every opportunity to come see me, but he chose not to. He knew where I was. And then my biological mom, I guess she didn't make it easier because she was an alcoholic, so it was a really tough situation. But I always told myself growing up that if I ever had kids, I would be there. No excuses. I don't care what hoops I have to jump through. I'm going to be a part of my children's life. And I think I've made that commitment to my son. The outcome of my case, I was granted full custody of my son. I moved to Atlanta so it can be easier transition for when his mom does have her visitation. We won't have to travel so far. So I got what I was looking for. I got full custody. The Fatherless generation, Dr. Tori Barton, means a lot to me. If it had not been for them, and of course through prayer and the Christian woman that she is, I don't know where we would be at this particular moment. I think I'll still be trying to fight, trying to find a decent attorney who's not about the money, but actually about reuniting the child with the father. I couldn't fathom exactly where I would be if it wasn't for this organization and Dr. Barton, because hands down, she's the best. The organization is the best. And like I said previously, to actually have a woman fighting on behalf of men, that speaks volumes, and it really means a lot. Especially, this is something I could tell my son when he gets older. Dr. Barton fought for you. And she helped Daddy secure that relationship with you that was taken from him. And her and her organization really went above and beyond to do what was necessary. No matter how many times I text, no matter how many times I called, no matter how many times I emailed, I never felt like I was left unattended to. And I knew she had more clients. I knew she had a lot going on. I knew she had a personal life. I knew there was just a lot on her plate. But you never felt like she abandoned you or your case. And that's what that meant to me. I feel like we're family now. It's a huge blessing to have my son Aiden in my life consistently now, because I never really was taught how to be a parent because I didn't see that example. But now having him there, I'm able to relive what I wanted as a child. And I was able to. What's up, man? I say hey to the camera. Get away. Look, you gotta get wave at the camera. Say hello. Say hello. And I just feel like it's teaching me how to better respond to situations, because even though I have custody, I still have to deal with his mom for the next 18 years. But even with knowing that I have to deal with her for the next 18 years, having him in my life has brought a lot of calmness, where I wouldn't react certain ways like I used to. Seeing his smile, the joy that he brings into my life, and just being able to wake up in the morning, cook him breakfast, get him ready for daycare, just the simple things in life that a lot of people take for granted, the things that I didn't have growing up. So that means so much, being able to be an active father figure in my son's life, and not just sending money for child support, or not just being here every now and then for a visitation or two. I get to actually be thoroughly involved in his everyday life, and that to me is worth so much more than anything that money can buy or anything in this life. Being able to spend that time with him that I know he would treasure when he gets older and he looks back on his life and say, you know what, my dad was there, and that means the most.